Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to GamestahTV for the HEYPAL Paladin Summer 17. I am your host, Kit Fox. Crisis is your producer, and I hold Shift and Aggro are your casters. And if you have just joined us, we are giving away so many skins tonight, thanks to High Res. So !HEYPAL into the chat, and make sure you are following GamestahTV 1. It's just above the top right-hand corner of your screen there. The broadcast window. It's a little love heart. Click on it, and we will love you back. So our producer is going to push the buttons behind the scene now, and the Twitch chat is going to roll. 29 viewers have entered to get themselves a choice of Onslaught Fernando, Black Ice Eevee, or Snapdragon Ying, and congratulations to Struth Gaming for winning one of those skins. Contact us after the broadcast. Our producer is going to now reset the raffle, and when he does so, type !HEYPAL again. There it is. It's open already, so get into it. Dive in head first, because that is what we are about to do here, ladies and gentlemen, as I handball you back to I Hold Shift and Aggro on Jaguar Falls, because it's Team Benevolent versus Team Reticent.
Thank you so much, Kid Fox. Again, those giveaways, man, I kind of wish that I was able to get on those, because, again, I'm missing a couple. I would be more than happy to get a couple of those. I don't know about you, Aggro, but...
Yeah, man, I want free stuff. I love free stuff. Great.
I love free stuff indeed. So as we take a look, again, Team Reticent is the squad that is sitting currently a little bit more above where Corvidae last was. So Benevolent will have their hands full trying to step up the competition as they go up against the 4 seed in Team Reticent. And Reticent, a squad, again, new to the scene as of this season of competitive play, at least under that brand, have not found a win against the top 3 teams in Abyss, Avant, or Kings, but have found some success against Forefront, Redo, and, of course, against Surge and Corvidae as well. So looking to continue that thwarting power as they move their way through against Team Benevolent. And again, we saw just previously, Team Benevolent put up a little bit of a fight against Corvidae, unable to convert the points when needed, though. A couple of missed opportunities resulted in their fall of a 4-0. Team Reticent so far today has also fallen in each of their games. A very close matchup versus Surge in round number 1 resulted in a 3-4 loss on their end, and then a full sweep from Forefront Paladins in round 2. But they've had themselves a round to kind of get themselves back together, and they will look to come out and find a win this weekend, or this week rather, as they face off against Team Benevolent. And Team Reticent is a squad, again, that has made a little bit of waves so far, Aggro, as they've been kind of moving their way through the last handful of weeks, both obviously in GameStah and, of course, trying to find their way into that qualifier for the Springland. Anyone in particular that comes to mind as you look at Team Reticent's squad? It appears that Aggro is, in fact, muted at the moment.
Aggro is no longer muted. Aggro is all good. Aggro apologizes. Do apologize for that. It is definitely looking at Team Reticent here. We are seeing some newcomers to the team that I have been seeing around Paladins, so there's a bit to come to show from them. So we've got Dolio, Shadowflame 55, and Fruits Ponchy Samurai joining the team now. So it's going to see if this change-up helps the team or hinders them.
Indeed. But it will be Team Benevolent again on the queue for the first overall pick. We saw them pick Torvald last time. I don't anticipate that being the first pick as we move to Jaguar Falls, and it looks like they still opt for a frontline, but it will be Fernando this time instead of either Makoa or, of course, Torvald, which will lead to Makoa being picked up very quickly by Team Reticence with the combo of Shaolin very early on.
Yeah, definitely. We're seeing the boys from Benevolent pop up here, and we're getting a Ying, so we're getting a healer in there early, and Androxus, so they're getting their flank in as well.
Very interesting to see not only the Ying picked up so quickly, but also the Androxus. Not sure if that's a pocket pick for any particular members of Team Benevolent looking to find, again, that star power to possibly lead them to their first competitive victory. But it's going to leave a lot of options for Team Reticent. They can either decide to go with a possible strong, the very front line with possibly taking a Ruckus is still available, but it will be Grover picked up very early on, and Cassie to kind of subside some damage alongside Shaolin, which will allow Ruckus to be picked up for the side of Team Benevolent. Again, they did not get a chance really to rock the double front line this last game, but had some success with Torvald out there by himself. This should be a much different picture, though, as, again, double front lines have led to a lot of nitty-gritty battles right up front on the payload point.
Yeah, it's going to be keen to see if they can pull off the Ruckus and Fernando combo like we were seeing from Avant earlier. Maybe the guys saw it, maybe they picked up some tips. It'd be good to see if we can see similar plays.
And interesting, we saw the Victor coming out. We haven't seen a lot of Victor lately. They were able to rock the Tyra very nicely. Victor was picked last game for Team Benevolent as well, and it will actually be a Drogos going into the face of not exactly the most friendly Drogos composition to go up against. Both Ruckus, Victor, and Androxus all have very easy abilities of just their auto attack alone to focus down that in-flight dragon. So interesting pickups there. And again, Jaguar Falls is a very narrow map when it comes to the horizontal aspect of it, although it could be very vertical for Drogos. And of course, that tight capture point on Jaguar Falls will allow for a lot of very dangerous potential Spitfires as well as salvos. So to see how the positioning for Drogos ends up becoming a factor is trying to get that, again, more overpowered dragon at the moment on board and get that damage online. But honestly, it's even though it wasn't the greatest draft order for Team Benevolent, I kind of like their composition more than I like Team Reticence at the moment.
Yeah, it's definitely quite a good composition. It should gel together for the team really well. It's just going to come down to how well they can capitalize on it and how well their synergy goes for the team itself. From seeing their previous game, they do seem to be working quite well together. It just comes down to what they can make happen.
Without a doubt, and that communication is going to have to be key, especially relating with the Androxus, who's going to have his hands full, as he's going to have a lot of the backpack really taken on his shoulders, as the Shaolin and Cassie are going to be very dangerous if they're left unchecked. But getting through these rosters, it will be Horatio playing Fernando, it'll be Cyriko playing Androxus, Kasumi will be playing the Victor, Ultimate will be playing Ying, and finally the Ace of Skulls playing Ruckus, so a couple of new names to the squad. And over for the red side aggro, if you would please.
Yeah, so over on the red side, we're seeing Team Reticent pick up the Shaolin there as their main. So that's going to be very interesting for them. Dolbio has kept that pick as well. 1 second, I'm having a bit of trouble. So I'm a bit of trouble getting teams back up. Bear with me 1 second, I do apologise.
You're absolutely fine. Go ahead.
Alright, we are good now. I've got him back up. I do apologise. We're good. So we've got VP, as I told him I would call him, picking up Cassie, Bullet on Makoa, Online Hero 786 on Drogos, and Fruits Punchy picking up Grover.
5, 4.
We saw a number of itemizations heading straight into the defensive category. A lot of Havens picked up very early on for Team Reticent. Again, a lot of direct damage on the side of Team Benevolent, so very smart pickups. As it looks like it will be a flank over towards the Jaguar Falls side, the thematic environment of this area for the red side of Team Reticent. It will be, again, Benevolent actually allowing themselves to get right back on the point, but they are spread out here. This is going to be very dangerous as Makoa comes back onto point. They get a really nice pull onto the Ruckus, who will be the target of that Dreadjagger very often, but it will be the Ruckus falling very quickly. But that being said, the Drogos is off the board, now the Shaolin as well. The Cyriko is doing a really good job of finding a lot of confirmed shots with that Cursed Revolver, looking for more as he's able to get a nice couple shots onto the Grover. The Shell Shield saves it for now, but again, such low health pools. This is prime picking for the Andro. He finds another one as Team Benevolent is coming out very strong, finding themselves in an odd man situation in their favor. And again, the capture percentage mimics that as they get to above 45%. Things moving very nicely, but it's not over yet, as this front line will be getting a lot of pressure again from this Drogos, who can get so many effective Spitfires off.
Yes, we are seeing Team Reticent boys come back hard. We're seeing Cassie on the outer flank, but she just got taken down by Androxus. She was causing a lot of chaos in shooting at the point there, but we're seeing the boys push back hard here from Team Reticent.
Indeed, Shaolin again with the combination of all the raw damage that comes out from Drogos, able to get a number of confirmed kills, and that's going to be the dangerous aspect when it comes to Team Benevolent. If the Androxus cannot put the proper pressure down on the backline, it will result in a lot of very easy and very quickly confirmed damage for the side of Team Reticence. Again, that combination of the blasting damage from Drogos and the direct damage from Shaolin is so very impactful. At 93%, it will actually, with the accursed arm on the ground, interestingly enough, will find 2 kills for the Andro. Able to come back in. This is Team Benevolent looking for a third as Makoa falls. Make that a 4th, as it will be Shaolin. So a delayed triple kill for the Androxus player, looking to possibly finish off this dragon, but very wisely, it will be Drogo sitting around the corner, just happy to put a couple Spitfires out to get some poke done, but not enough damage to get anyone off the point. It will be Team Benevolent finding themselves their first competitive point tonight.
Yeah, so I was actually just about to comment before all that drama went down that it was odd that we did have Androxus not so much pushing the flank and staying with the team and staying back there, but they managed to pull out all those amazing plays and get those skills, so we'll see it's working for them though.
Without a doubt, Hexafire is on board, and Immortal actually coming up just a little bit too late to keep that front line alive, so it will be a little bit of a pushback from Team Reticent. Makoa having no fear as he's pretty much out here by himself for the most part, able to get a number of confirmed shots, and again a nice dredge anchor onto the Fernando, able to find that next kill, so a nice little play there will allow the outside flanks to really kind of go off as Fernando drops. It will be VP finding a pick on the Victor before that life is traded for, but again, Makoa not really letting off the gas as he continues to put some pressure down. And again, a huge Spitfire coming out. Again, that's so much damage from the side of Drogos. And Bullet able to, once again, on the Makoa, find confirmed damage as there's a lot of ultras being charged very quickly from Team Reticent. Speaking of, here comes the Dragon Fury, able to find, the face of an Immortal. It will be Fernando able to get the conversion off at the counter very, very quickly, able to mitigate out that Dragon Punch, and that will be the storyline as if they can continue to do so, but things still moving very nicely for Team Reticent, even in the face of that Immortal.
Yeah, definitely, and we're seeing Makoa chasing down there now as well. Now, speaking of Makoa, those dredge anchors, I just had a quick look at his loadout, and we are seeing a heavy dredge anchor build being played there. We're seeing it all coming together to get that dredge anchor out as fast and as hard as we can. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what's happening with that. So naturally, he's going to be trying to land as many hooks as he can. So we'll see how that plays out as well.
Without a doubt, and that's always a very dangerous aspect for the Ruckus to be in particular, simply because that advance, as it does not say retreat, it says advance, does not have a lot of mobility built into it, so a hook plus a confirmed cannonball will do a lot of damage and it will allow the team to focus very quickly. And this is what Benevolent had an issue with this last game, was not finding a way to come back together after they find success to comprehensively try to find an objective push. See, Androxus is kind of poked like a backliner and not as a flanker as you typically see him. He does get punished for it, even though he was the last player left alive for Benevolent on the back end of a lot of that pick out, like you mentioned, coming from the very successful dredge anchor hook from the Makoa play. So that's something that Benevolent definitely needs to look at. The payload never left the inner circle of that payload point, but that does not take away from the fact that Benevolent has found success. They need to find a way to replicate that through and through as this game continues to move on past this 1-1 scoreline tie.
Certainly, and it's going to be interesting to see what Team Reticent come out now with their cards, because as we saw, a lot of they're all on a very high kill streak right now, except for their Grover. So they are going to have those credits saved up. So let's see what they start buying. We are seeing 3 Havens for the team still getting boosted. We're seeing Wrecker, 2 of them picking up that and getting 2 tier. Bit of Kronos, but not much else is changing so far.
Yeah, not much at all. And you mentioned it. The interesting thing to point out is Team Benevolent, the frontliners are actually opting to go into blast shields, even though there is just the single Drogos who is blast-based auto-attack damage coming out for Team Reticent. So, again, that Dragon is very scary, but it will allow Shaolin to do a lot more damage. You see him going planted right in the face of a Hexafire, but everyone kind of dodges around. Cassie will fall to the back end of it, and Ruckus does trade out his life near the end as Shaolin, again, poking his head around this corner, able to find a lot of confirmed shots, and again, a lot of damage, even though he misses the Imperial Arrow there. He does have Heat Haze available if he does decide to use it, but Androxus is getting the chance he needs to come back pretty much for free and find these squishy targets. He will shut down the Shaolin, who could not find the planet shots and is looking for more of the Cassie. And again, as he kind of does the old fadeaway, able to confirm a couple of shots as he backs out of that Jaguar Falls area and is able to come back to help his team try to get some capture percentage. And the Androxus Accursed Arm again coming out at relatively ground level, finds very little, only 1 shot confirmed, so really not much equity at all from this Accursed Arm from Androxus.
Yeah, and just looking at the Androxus build there, it's a bit of the typical build we're seeing there. So we've got big points going to reversal there and then Nether Step. So especially seeing 2 purple there, so 3 tier coming out there for both the Seething Hatred and the Equivalent Exchange. So he's going to be trying to get as many reversals as he can off there.
That is a lot of the power, able to reset and get some health back from reversal, but still, again, it is Siren doing the most work as far as the kill feed is concerned. But here comes the Dragon Punch, looking to go through, but no, it will be shut down by Ace of Skulls. Good awareness on his point, and the Immortal to save the Fernando as well. This is a very good opportunity for Team Benevolent if they can continue to find kills, which they're unable to do because, again, Shaolin is pretty much going on for free as Androxus is not back into the fight as of yet. And again, you can see there is really no way for this Ruckus to get out of fights when he's by himself. The Dredgeacre able to pull him into such dangerous situations so very often, and that happens one more time. But as almost scripted, Androxus is able to find a kill onto the Shaolin before the Drogo shuts him down. But don't pull out the Cassie, who is right here, dodge rolling on point. The Whirlwind there to sustain the health pull from the Drogos, or pardon me, from the Grover, as Drogos gets back into the fight. The Barrage coming down on point to try to counter things out, but Team Reticent at 99%, looking to potentially finish this one out, as they are the only team really close to the capture. They do find themselves a point. Fernando and Ruckus not able to quite get back in time, and it will result in both of their deaths. Ancient Rage also being triggered will result in a double kill for the Makoa, who just barely is able to catch that Victor before he clips around the corner. So things come very nicely for the flip side, the red-seated hands of Team Reticent coming into play.
Yeah, I'm just watching there with Androxus as well. He was trying to get that flank in, and just sadly it was a bit poor time because there were still 3 of the Team Reticent boys there waiting for him, and it kind of just shut him down getting that flank on.
That is where the keys to success lie for Team Benevolent if they are able to get some damage done. Hexifier in the backline, though, able to find 2 kills before he trades. That's a very nice trade, 2 for 1, but still the Makoa is alive and is very happy to stay in this payload. But now the Accursed Arm in midair almost secures it. Finally will, at the last shot from the Cursed Revolver, will find the Flying Dragon of Drogos just before time ran out on that, and the thrust almost got him back on the play. You see the Grover was very close to getting back up and hitting a Blossom back to his teammate to try to keep him alive, but not quite in time. And actually, interesting, left Victor, as you saw through the camera, was still sitting over towards the dark room, right side perspectively for the blue team. A number of nice shots there from Cyriko before he falls to the Shaolin. Once again, can be so dangerous. That's a lot of his health only in one arrow. Can take down that Androxus nearly to half HP at full charge. But still, things stalling out for the time being. Fernando and Ruckus are back into the fight and are surrounding themselves around those Ying illusions right on the payload. But Ying falling very dangerously low, has a dimensional link around, does able to get out for at least a little bit, is still jumping and dancing, but no, things moving very nicely for both the bows of both Cassie and Shaolin. But Cyriko, again, another nice double kill. The Dragon is still in place, though, as he's looking to get a number of salvos, as well as those Spitfires out. Able to chunk down a lot of health. Makoa, the next target for the blue-sided team, will get there. Drogos and Grover will have to kind of back up with a little bit over 20 seconds. There's really no frontliner to help sustain themselves to get back towards that payload point, so advantage tilts against Team Benevolent, looking to even this up at 2-2.
Yeah, exactly. And we're seeing them push back hard now. They did have that Fernando shot covering the Ruckus firing, but Fernando took the shield and charged in. May have possibly been pushed there because Team Reticent managed to push back and are fighting for that point now, but we do have Fernando keeping them back while this team regathers. But we just saw Frozen push it out.
Oh my goodness, a huge Spitfire right in the backside of the Accursed Arm that just had faded away. And once again, Drox is not finding the damage they needed, so Drogo's finding some success for once at the back end of a salvo, plus the Spitfire has the Dragon's Fury available if he decides to use that 5-finger death punch, but not finding a target that seems juicy enough at the moment. Might possibly use it against the Fernando, but no, not needed, as Fernando gets pulled into danger again by Bullet, who's done so well, and Team Reticent able to move things through in the back end of the Makoa and Drogo's double play, able to get things down to 3-1. A lot of confirmed damage and a lot of confirmed Dredgeacres has left Team Benevolent looking a little bit less than benevolent about their performance so far.
Yeah, they were putting on a valiant fight at the end there, but they just managed. Team Reticent got those kills in and pushed them back, and they just walked that payload in.
Indeed it was a nice little stroll in the park through Jaguar Falls featuring your Team Reticent. As you take a look at, again, the kill streaks at the end of these rounds have very much favored the red-sided squad of Team Reticent. So you can see those fiery little logos in the top right of your screen looking very nice in style. And again, just mimicking that on the opposite side, a lot of ultimates will be very close to coming onto board here as Victor, Ying, and the Immortal pops from Fernando are right there. Hexifier is very close to coming online as well. And it's just, again, the Dragon's Fury plus the Ancient Rage. Two very big ultimates, though, in the game can change the fight very, very quickly with the right target canceled. Drogo's in a very interesting spot as he comes all the way around the flank, able to get a lot of damage right on the top of the capture point payload, and nothing really going through the way for Team Reticent. Again, they need to make a move here pretty quickly as Fernando able to find a kill, and it's all Benevolent on point. They're already above 80%, and no one from Team Reticent has really stepped on point. It will be the Hexifier to kind of zone everybody back out, and a free point for Team Benevolent. Even though Team Reticent had been doing so well, Benevolent sticking with their guns, able to completely zone out the possible flank from Team Reticent has allowed Benevolent to come back in at 2-3.
Yeah, we saw the McCall get popped too little too late there, sadly, and didn't even manage to get a kill with that, so it was a bit unfortunate for Bullet there, but just could not capitalize with that ult.
We're taking heat.
Not at all. And again, still the Immortal on board. The Illusionary Rift is now active if possible for the Ying, and Barrage for Victor will allow a lot of confirmed damage to come down and hopefully allow this payload to move a little bit more quickly for Team Benevolent. They could possibly even this up at 3-3 with a successful conversion. And on the flip side, it is a Heat Haze, and still the Dragon's free. The punch is still ready for if they choose to use it. Immortal is popular. Immortal side of Team Benevolent keeping a lot of his team alive, as Cyrico able to find 2. The Drogos does end up trading 1 for his life, but again, the Adroxus play from Cyrico is doing so well. The Whirlwind is used, but there's nobody left alive for Team Reticent, so a wasted ultimate there from Grover, as again, now the payload moving very swiftly up this little ramp into the base of Team Reticent, as the blue side looks to possibly take a surprise. A Cursed Arm is ready if there's an opportunity to use so, but it will be a one-on-one duel at the moment. This Makoa versus Adroxus, that's really not anyone's fight that either of them want to take away, and Makoa decides to back right back out. But it will be a nice little positioning spot here for the Accursed Arm, able to find the Shaolin and a number of other damage onto the support, and it will be coming down. Cyrico with a triple kill, able to find both the Makoa and the Grover, and now it will be an impossible quadra kill, as it will be the Cassie falling. Ruckus is out the zone, and there's really nothing that this Drogos can do, and now it's 3-3 as Team Benevolent coming right back in things on the back end of wonderful play from Androxus.
Yeah, that Androxus is honestly just... I don't want to say carrying, because it is happening, but Benevolent boys are working so well together in this game. They've learnt from their previous games, and they're bringing their A game, and they've brought 3-3. So let's see if they can capitalize now and get this point.
I mean, if you hesitate to say carry, I'll be the one who sits there and puts my opinion on the front door. 24, 12, and 10, an incredible stat line for Adroxus, sitting on an 11 streak. Ruckus just behind him with a 10 streak, 7, 12, and 16. And as the itemization starts to even out between both teams, things are really going to start to come down to who can really position and maneuver as a team better than the other. As it's 3-3, it's going to take just this one last capture point to decide who walks away as the Jaguar falls victor between Benevolent and Reticent. Again, Benevolent looking for that first competitive win. They found some success, and against the heavily favorite Team Reticent, they're doing very well on the back end. Again, Adroxus finding a lot of confirmed damage from that cursed ball, but is hooked into danger, but the reversal will be up in time to help heal himself back up. And again, you can see Reticent on the back foot, even though they got that early capture present. It is Ying finding a kill secure, and again, this is so much damage being soaked up from the Adroxus, essentially playing himself as a frontliner. Once that reversal is up, it's baiting a lot of damage into him, and he's able to throw it right back, giving them a taste of their own medicine. Grover is going to find in for some reason. He's finding a lot of damage being thrown in his face. Oh, and a double kill as the Ruckus is able to shut down the Dragon. Make that a triple, looking for a quadra. Is he able to find it? Oh my goodness, the Hexafire able to shred through the team, and Team Benevolent are gonna walk away with Jaguar Falls. What an incredible play, able to stop that Dragon's Punch. Holy smokes, I am out of my seat for that Ruckus play right at the end. My goodness. Absolutely shredding through the team. I don't even have words right now, Aggro.
That was just... I was watching them push, and I'm thinking, all right, they've got the Ruckus ult. They've got Ruckus ult. Team Reticent shut Ruckus down as soon as he got to the point, and I'm like, all right, they're keeping him back, but it's still there, and yeah, just perfectly used.
My goodness. Calm me down. Someone call an ambulance. The heart rate is just through the roof. Incredible gameplay from Ace of Skulls to finish things out, but still, the big storyline for me throughout the entire game comes on the backside of Cyrico playing this Androxus, able to get his team right back into the game. They were down 3-0. They come back. They tie it up in the back end of a lot of great Androxus gameplay. I don't know about you, but my MVP vote is going towards the Androxus played by Cyrico.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question there. 40 kills, 130k damage, and just the amount of damage going out there. I know it's shown on the board there, but amazing there. Funnily enough, though, we only saw 2 flank kills come out. So, like you said, playing very much as a frontline there.
Indeed, but 10 solo kills is nothing to sneeze at.
Not
40 and 12. What an incredible number for him at 130k damage in just under 20 minutes. Really, nobody else is really all that close to that stat line. The next closest would be Dolio, who's still 4 kills below that at 128k damage, again playing Shaolin. And the Drogo's finding himself above 6 digits as well as he gets to 100, almost 11,000 damage. But the big number for me comes in the shielding, as Fernando is able to mitigate almost 240,000 damage just by himself. You throw Ruckus on top of that with another 75k, and that's well over 300k shielding in total. That's a lot of damage mitigated. Really, really quickly.
Certainly a lot coming out there. And even the healing stat, looking at their Ying there with 120k versus Grover with 73k, that's still amazing stats that's coming out as well.
Yes, absolutely. And that's just kind of wrapping things up for Team Benevolent, who just in chat was saying that we didn't expect to win anything. I think they could walk away feeling really happy about that, taking down the favored Team Reticent squad. But that's not all we have. We have more coming your way as far as gameplay goes. One more round of action will happen. But before we get there, let's learn more about what giveaways you, the viewers, can rock as Kit Fox takes us back to what you guys can win.
Thank you for that. I hold pleasure. Definitely it was I hold pleasure, because it was damn good, that game between Benevolent and Team Reticent. Thanks to Aggro as well. But oh my God, we need a defibrillator out to Chicago right now to take care of that man. How about it? But ladies and gentlemen, exclamation mark HEYPAL into the chat if you haven't done so. When we come back from the break, after we get the result of Redux versus Corvidae, you get your chance to win, or your choice of Onslaught Fernando, Black Ice Eevee, and Snapdragon Ying, or Snapdragon Ying. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back right here on GamestahTV very, very shortly.